And I mean, it's always fun to watch them play these more strategic maps, it feels. And then obviously PVISION, I think we've only casted one of their games through this run, and it was on Overpass.
It was Overpass, and they went B12 runs
and
in a row.
they went B12 runs in a row. So I'm really curious what it's going to look like on a map like Overpass, what James is going to be able to do with this kind of style.
Yeah, over on Ancient, it'll be exciting. I think that maybe we just see him go B on Ancient as well, 12 times in a row. That'd be cool.
Very possible.
Definitely possible. All right, let's settle into this one then. And we'll get into it with our betting partner, PVISION on the T side, NAVI on the CT side.
We'll see Makaze on that T side on Ancient, kind of taking mid-control with NAVI. He has a very critical position, so let's see if he can get over that 2-4 start to the day, or 2-14, excuse me, start to the day. That was absolutely brutal. Major rookie, have a devastating opening map. Here's Wonderful going to challenge with dualies. He's got a teammate, so they feel confident in taking these attacks. But actually, PVISION's just like, we don't really want to fight right now. We don't really want anything to do. Flashbang comes in, then they'll take the fight, but no one landing bullets. And these dualies starting to run out of ammunition.
We got Jame coming over towards the donut. Kaza going to be waiting on there, and Jame going to take him away from the donut himself. So that's the A bomb site completely open. He was the only defender close by. Alexi B now smoked out as well towards CT spawn. He's not got in position early enough here for Na'Vi.
A round like this will make you feel way worse than any 2-14 scoreline. In a round where you're the only defender at the A bomb site, you have to live for your teammate to arrive to win the pistol round, and you could just get taken out clean. We didn't get to see his whole round. Somehow Jame got past his vision, maybe a timing on the jiggle peak, but that one's going to be painful for Makaze as he watches.
Well, they're coming back in here. Na'Vi giving it a good go in the 4v5, but Belchanok straight away. A bruiser of a kill on Alexi B, followed up by Excello's success on Ima. And we see Bit on his own. Not much to be done here. A flawless pistol for PVISION. They keep everybody up. And that's a great start into Ancient.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think it's going to feel bad for Makaze, because that's just kind of like 9 out of 10 times. That's the way the pistol round's going to play out if you just get dropped as that kind of sole A defender playing in Donut. Jame came from his left. He thought Jame was going to be coming from his right, and he was dead wrong. Immediate headshot. And Belchanok with a beautiful angle around the big box. There's nothing Na'Vi can do in this kind of a retake. So pistol round and money advantage over to Jame. And I think that's a point of conversation to have as well, Na'Vi, with that devastating loss early. We mentioned so many times, teams are good at like shaking off just a devastating loss in that fashion. But that doesn't mean they're always kind of like, they're always doing it perfectly. It doesn't mean it's not going to haunt you for the rest of the day.
Ball plant being secured here for PVISION as they move in, but opening kill secured by Alexi being followed up by Makaze. Great work coming in from the pistols, but then AW and Belchanok still going. Belchanok in particular with success. It's now just Alexi B and Belchanok with a 4K. That's exactly what they needed, because things were getting a little bit rough there for a moment.
Yeah, I think Destan and Jame aren't going to be pleased with some of the fight selection in that when they review this demo later on tonight. So get away with one due to the sharp shooting of Belchanok, who bails them out of a weird position. 2 rounds in a row, very fast-paced with the MAC-10s getting into that B bomb site. Na'Vi going to sit back this round without a whole lot. Wonderful stockpiling enough cash for an AWP in the first gun round when their defense can actually get started.
And now Na'Vi just with weaker weapons in play. Comfortable 3-0 lead for PVISION. You can recover some of the damage done to you in that previous if you get some kills with this Mac tank going. It's always scary going towards Bit's Deagle though. We talk about recovery, and I think Wonderful is trying to recover some of his form this year. An AWPer who was getting criticized quite a bit, because I think in the big games there was certainly a lot of important misses coming in from Wonderful.
Yes.
And a great individual performance in stage 2 of the competition. We'll see when you go up against some of the tougher opponents whether or not Wonderful's able to rise to the occasion.
You know, I mean, that's a good point to bring up about Wonderful's mentality. Alexi had a lot of words to say about him in an interview before or during stage 2. He kind of mentioned he just thinks that, you know, Wonderful maybe too tapped into the criticism was going into his head, and he's saying that at some point during this stretch where they've had to boot camp, they've had a little bit of time off before the major, his mentality shifted. You started seeing the confidence come back. Every peak was seeming like he was looking for a fight. So Alexi's been very impressed with how he's been able to recover from a tough mentality that caused a dip in his performance.
We got Jay moving in towards a main, and Ima tucked away in the corner. So we got some aggression from the CT side, and no, Emma will protect James. We'll wait and see, because this could be a really important fight of the round, and James, leaving no stone unturned, gets flashed into the peak, but Emma actually plays it perfectly.
Yeah, but I think with the pacing that James likes to play with, he'll be aware of the potential of a follow-up push.
I love this
but
from
they're
Emma.
all evacuating. What a nice play from Emma. James is still here, still looking.
Oh, he has played this to perfection, but James is coming back to read it again. It doesn't matter, though. Emma wins the fight.
And now you got to you just have to descend into this hit towards the B bomb site if you're PVISION. You got nothing else. Walking around the corner. Good shot from Wonderful. Can't get away. But there's Zello with one more kill. Bit to go down. And a 2-on-3 inside the bomb site. They've got a chance.
Plant being secured here by Belchenok. NAVI going to be setting up their retake, taking their time, getting in strong positions, but this can still go the way of PVISION. An important fight here for Belchenok as he moves forward. His teammate got nothing, but it's Belchenok to deliver yet again another multi-kill. It's Alexi B now having to win this out alone. Smoke is tossed out, but they've moved off together. They're going to be playing towards short as they cross over towards CT. Alexi B still hasn't exited cave. Belchenok doesn't know that for sure. Alexi B now moving over to that bomb, but look where it's planted. There's no way he can get this done. Taps on the defuse, but the time is thin, and Belchenok hunts him down as well. Incredible recovery again from PVISION, even when the numbers don't favor them.
Man, this is where we need like a box score, like a manual box score, because I know like Noda doesn't get any of the kills, but he's the entire reason that's doubled up. The fact he doesn't commit to that fight is actually such a beautiful setup and such a beautiful decision making for a major rookie to do. Is just kind of, you know, it's not clean, you know you don't have a great advantage, it's not a great fight selection, but you've taken their attention. Both of them focus down short, and Belchenok is just cleared up to take a free peek. That is a lovely little play to just preserve your life rather than go for the kills and let your teammate take the glory.
Oh, elbow smoke faded. It's Emma and Mikaze off to a great start here. Those two players that won that previous round dead immediately.
Yeah, good find from NAVI. 0-4. They need this round. They need to convert the 5-on-3. Another smoke out towards Jaguar. So towards the middle of the map, PVISION is going to try and pull this round back a little bit. Mikaze jumping for information. He's got a recovered AK-47. This guy's been able to find kills at will, it feels, throughout the stages so far of this major.
Oh, wonderful. An easy pickup for Zello. Bit starting to move off, but look at James. Wants to be the nuisance. Can he get a multi-kill? Can he bring down more than one here from the Cubby? And it's just the one for James. Important fight picked up here for Alexi B.
He spotted all three, though. He took one down, spotted two more coming. So smoke off. There is going to be a player over in Temple.
Zello.
Good push.
Another great shot for him. It's another turnaround here for PVISION. All of a sudden, the advantage has fallen away from NAVI. Alexi B could not win the clutch in the previous round. He's got to do it this time up against AW. He goes into the fight and can't find him. AW disappears, but Alexi B makes him vanish. Great shot on the AK-47, and NAVI needed that round, and it's the Finn to deliver.
And that's a big clutch to recover from previously not able to win the 1v2. Now you're able to seal it. But boy, does that get so dangerous. Look at the comeback mechanic of Zello and this team. That's a disgusting sequence to bring into the A bomb site. I thought for sure, actually, to be honest with you, I thought for sure he was going to come back from Donut and pair up with James for a crossfire in middle. But this is disgusting in its own right. I mentioned he could get kills at will. I didn't think they were going to look that easy.
Oh, yeah. He just goes out there and
PVISION just needs
start coming his way.
I don't know what kind of a budget they got, but maybe just throw it all at him.
We got Noda with the opening, but Mikaze doing a decent job with the pressure, but he's open to heaven. James really needed that, and eventually is going to get it. But look at the push from NAVI. They've sent two players down the B ramp here.
Oh, heads up from James. He knows exactly what's happening, reads this game. Deep Molotov as well. Trying to help his teammates get out, and he's done it. They now have access. Surely he's got to slide back. He's going to stand and fight. 2 kills and brings it into a 2-on-2.
Yeah, a barrage from Bit, really important. He's able to get those 2 kills now. Oh, going up the ramp. Excello once again, pulling it back here for PVISION. It falls to Wonderful. And we were just talking about him being required to show up and deliver big rounds. He's close to a kill, close to the denial of that plant, but he can't get the frag. And now Wonderful worried about this push-up from Jame, but no one's moving. It's a pause here from PVISION. Wonderful being dragged into the fight, and it's a great shot. Excello down, and Wonderful against Jame.
Thinks Jame is going to go for the bomb.
Oh, that is a big missed opportunity for Jame. Wonderful able to turn around and grab it for NAVI.
That's nasty. What a clutch. We just mentioned the words that Alexi had to say about the confidence of Wonderful. And a 1v2 clutch. Back-to-back clutches for NAVI that are keeping them clinging onto this map. In frustration for PVISION, they had a long time to plant that bomb after the Molotov fades inside the bomb site. They chose to stand and fight. They wanted to see what Wonderful was going to do next, and he makes them pay.
That's 2 clutches now going the way of NAVI. Important rounds being collected here. Alexi B and Wonderful both stepping up to get NAVI their 2-round wins, and they've broken that money away from here from PVISION.
Yeah, but
they sent another weaker weapons.
They still haven't built up their own is the really rough part. They still haven't been able to build up any kind of a cash with the nature of these rounds. Blade, you can see that fist bump because these rounds have been very, very tough. PVISION is not making it easy. Deagle on Jame and a single flashbang. P250 picked up for the PVISION side as well. Makaze gets the information on the jump spot, tells him, hey, Donut, they're coming, Wonderful. You got the op. Good shot on the jumping AW.
Yeah, don't want to go back out again. And Jame now left alone. A little P250 all the way back in the donut. Going to finish him off. Makaze's the man to do it, and all 5 players stay out for NAVI, so money being made.
All right, 4-3, still in a decent enough position if you're PVISION. No cause for panic just yet as NAVI claw back into this map. The big thing you want to do is keep chipping away at the economy. We know nobody knows how to exploit the economy in this game better than Jame does. So take some of that cash away, make it difficult to get all the bells and whistles that they'd like to have on this CT side.
Well, they're already out. Look at this, through elbow. Noda not slowing down. He's all the way out towards the bottom boxes. Makaze's not ready, not aware, and this is going to cost him his life, surely. Can Noda get anything? The answer to that is no. It looked like he was guaranteed at least 1 kill, but Makaze dropping him. A Wonderful ready, but you can't stop that. Excello X's out Wonderful, and now they move into the site. Belchinok, the second wave of attack, couldn't get his crosshair in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, that's a philosophy that they know, that you can tell they want to enact, is get control of long, push towards the end of that queue, but he jumps around the corner a little bit too haphazardly. No, Alexi traded off, but it's Jame. Shuts them down and all of a sudden puts himself in a 1v1. It's Ima.
And Ima's coming back through cave late into this round. The last couple of these close 1v1s have fallen in favor of NAVI. Jame lost a 1v1 to Wonderful. Can he pick it up this time? Ima with only 10 HP. Back into the site. Jame is perfect in these moments. He keeps himself tucked. He doesn't buy that defuse, and he goes into the open, and he buys PVISION a round win.
He tanked a couple bullets as well, though. Brought down to 26. That was actually winnable when he takes that kind of a wide swing off the peak. Still takes the victory. Extends that lead a little bit further, and now the money of NAVI gets questionable.
Yeah, that's a back and forth brawl all throughout the round. Excello, what a shot on the AWPer. It looked like Wonderful was going to get that pick.
I did a podcast with a bunch of AWPers back at IM Cologne. Right. Wonderful was one of them sitting at the table, and all of them said the same thing. And it's something that all AWPers in CS2 have just been repeating over and over again: is the peeker's advantage for a rifler when an AWP is just holding an angle like that, like a cold angle in that fashion. If the rifler just peeks with the perfect pre-aim, there's nothing you can do. That's great knowledge of the angles, great mechanics for Zello. And NAVI have to burn a timeout to talk things over. Like, what are you supposed to do? Not even the time to pull the trigger. Triple kill for Jame in the round. And more frustration for NAVI. AWP is in the hands of Wonderful, missing a few kits, missing a few pieces, nades, but it's not a bad buy overall. But if they lose this round, everything disappears.
Kaze, paranoid about being pushed out of elbow. He climbs up on top of Heaven. And some control towards the B lane being established here for Na'Vi as PVISION have slowed things down, but it's not for long. It's just the calm before the storm as they get ready to go out through these B doors. Alexi B blocking them. Exela wanted to go forward. Did Alexi B see the barreling?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he definitely did. Exela would have been dead if he actually committed to that kind of a fight. I think with timings a little bit, it seems like James is. Hasn't been like a slow or passive T-side the way we saw on Overpass in the previous stage. But kind of hiding all 5 players behind the double doors so you can't see the numbers across the map. That seems to be him trying to kind of lure them into this sort of a setup, and they're going to come right back to it. But once again, Barrel shows a little bit early. Molotov comes down. Good stack.
Yeah, they've known for a long time what's coming at them, Na'Vi. They're just being patient about it, knowing that PVISION eventually are going to come through those doors.
I wonder if James thought maybe they would break up that defensive setup when they spotted Zello and then saw PVISION kind of fall back. They never saw the full numbers.
Wonderful, goes into the peak, missed shot, caught in the open. Belchanok opens things up again here for PVISION. Can he find the follow-on? No, in fact he will. His teammate won't though, and now James stuck in the clutch and he just can't pull this one together this time. So Na'Vi with great patience, don't move off, they don't budge, they don't panic, they stay ready for what was coming at them.
Yeah, well, I don't think PVISION's out of it just yet. No lack of a plant is going to hurt, and especially because the previous round came to a 1v1, but the money for Na'Vi isn't anything pretty. Tough fight for Wonderful with that AWP. Struck out wide on ramp, saw the shoulder, up against the wall. Kind of got baited out by a second player. Wide swinging shoots between them. But really, this is Na'Vi just being confident and feeling what they noticed on the map, that it was going to be a play through those double doors the whole time.
Wonderful. He's the only A player. He could get overwhelmed here.
It's one of those weird games at the moment where I think Na'Vi is kind of frustrated at some of the rounds that have gone against them, but I think in some sense I'm hoping they're feeling a little bit of pride as well, because they've had to fight really hard to stay in this map, and it feels like they're about to turn the corner, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So they've stuck into a couple very frustrating situations. PVISION's so happy this is a passive defense to have this plan, because the money's not anything special.
Shadow spotted. Imma knows he's got to deal with this, but there's 2 players there. There's 2 players around this corner, and he gets both. So well played from Imma. Could have been a real trap, but look at that confidence from James. He's moving forward. He's got the kill. Maybe goes a little bit too far trying to pick up that weapon. That spoil of war will cost him his life. And we've got Belchanok, big box. Big shots required, though, and all of his teammates gone. And so Na'Vi will recover the round, and 3 players stay alive, so we don't lose too much. They've got a tied game.
And some rifles to pick up over in Temple they can. Na'Vi tying it up. 5-5. Good fight back and looking to take a lead into the second half. Plant is going to help PVISION.
And Na'Vi winning some really important clutch rounds early on in this half as well. Alexi B in the 1v2 recovering the A-bomb site. Wonderful winning his 1v1 or 1v2 against James in that situation. Kept them going in the early stages. Now coming down into the last few rounds of this half.
Yeah, round 11. Early utility towards elbow. PVISION has never really challenged out mid all that much, sneaking a player out towards the mid box. They've had a boost up to take down a player jumping up. We're going to the A-bomb site this time.
So many direct hits throughout this T side. Yeah, hit the B-bomb side, hit the B-bomb side. Here they come at A again. It's Wonderful alone. Surely they get into the site again.
Yeah, well, Navi's going to be confident in the retake. We know this bomb site is very, very retakeable. So Wonderful's just like, give me the 1 kill, and then I can get out with some safety. Flashbang comes in, got to take off the angle. Tough shot to hit.
Yeah, the jump in, flying through the sky. Mikaze trying to get in position. Good 1 kill, but he gets traded by Belchanok. Effective take of the site here for PVISION. But let's see if Navi's confidence is placed in the right positions here in this retake. Utilities coming over the top. Imma swinging out off the temple. Just a single kill for him as James gives away his position, but certainly gets an important trade. We need to see Alexi B, Bit, and Wonderful recover this together. Otherwise, it's PVISION back into the lead of the game again. James nearly getting caught, but gets behind the cover just in time. Now it's Bit slowly sliding his way back into the bomb site, but he's gone after nothing. It's Wonderful and Alexi B stepping up with kills, and they put it on Noda. He's put them on notice now, a 1v2. First kill is good, and he's looking for Wonderful. Can it be another clutch for Wonderful? And the answer to that is no, as Noda will deny and put PVISION back into the lead.
Yeah, PVISION just keeping Na'Vi in the box, making sure they could never grab an advantage on the scoreboard whatsoever. Hard-fought round. Not as retakeable as they would have liked. Got some decent production early on, but could never find that kill that allowed them to swing into the bomb site and really take things over for the defuse. 5-6. Final round of the half is a battle for if PVISION can take the leader if we got a tie ball game. Lovely clutch from Noda. So many rounds have come down to these clutches. We've had 4 or 5 of them.
Oh my goodness, they're doing it again, Jason.
Why the hell not?
The stubborn nature of James calling. And Wonderful's just got to feel like, guys, again, and this time he's got some help coming over. He's got Bit and Makaze coming much earlier.
Well, this time he doesn't have the AWP is the bigger problem.
True.
Yeah, you got a Deagle and a 5-7 on Makaze. That's the frontline defense. 5-7 works perfectly. Yellow dinked as well.
Yeah, a lot of damage being done. That Deagle not picking up anything here for Wonderful, but Bit's back in the game, and he's got himself a double on the M4. Noda and James both gone, and a 3v2 thanks to Bit.
Classic strategy to make this A bomb site really hard to get control of. Just keep sending bodies at the problem through the smoke one by one, and it works out. Each of them getting a kill and softening it up, almost doubled. But it's Navi at the end of the day. A stressful half that they had to grind back into off the back of clutches. It's tied up at 6.
We've got a very good game going on right now between Navi and PVISION. Very back and forth, exciting, quick rounds and clutches. I really don't know where this one's going, Jason.
Yeah, I don't either. We'll see on Navi's T side. We'll see what they can piece together. But yeah, I mean, we had about 5 clutches in that first half that a couple of them could have gone either way. So, I mean, props to both teams for sticking in it as well. Navi, they could have been buried earlier with some really close losses that allowed PVISION to get a hot start and a decent lead. PVISION likewise as well, kind of as they started to flounder as that half went on and Navi built back into the game. Could have been even rougher for them. 6-6. Bit going to be chucking out smokes, and towards the A bomb site we go. It's just a sole defender.
Yep, smoke for CT, and
Belshnik
come out no problem here. Belchnock looking for that first fight as he looks down into his main. Molotov will prevent him from feeling comfortable jumping out, and Flash will certainly force him back. So Navi have the space.
5-on-5 retake. There's a kit in AW's hands. Belshnik is forced back by a gush from the Glock, and it looks like Navi want to get aggressive in towards Temple. 3 players ready to fight.
It's going to be a bloodbath. It's Excello straight away to that first kill. Makaze Wonderful, though, taking a couple between them. Keeping Navi comfortable in this post plant, finishing off Belchnock. AW, the only player left, and PVISION don't really get into this. I like the attempt. You know, toss the smoke down. You got the kid on your back, but you're not likely to be given any chances, as it will be a knife kill, actually. Ooh. A flying knife from Bit. A little bit of Assassin's Creed action going on here for him to kick off this second half.
Yeah, I love that. Just goes for it. Chance knife, and he grabs the extra bonus money. Well done from Bit. It's very, very cash flush at the moment. So they lose the first pistol round, Navi, and they've won the second one, so it evens up there. Those kind of cancel each other out. And, you know, I'm excited to see what Navi's defense is going to look like. Or, excuse me, Navi's attack is going to look like.
Shoot away into the mid-fight. It's Makaze on the back 10. It's Imma to grab the first couple, though. Nice and easy for Imma. And that's the role we want to see from him when we move into the buy rounds as well, right? Is Imma finding success? Is that T-side entry out of elbow? See if he can find some success. I mean, he is very good at elbow player. I've always enjoyed watching him in middle, whether it's, you know, finding a good time if he has a good spawn or even later into the rounds. Jason, Imma, for me, has just been a really fun player to watch on Ancient throughout his career.
We saw Makaze taking a lot of that role too earlier in the year. I wonder if things have swapped up permanently, but this is a lovely round. Tons of utility use, tons of flashbangs sent over the top.
You imagine Imma's not going to be the front man every time, but it's just the fact that he's just so good in mid when he gets the opportunity. Even going through the second man is, I'm looking forward to seeing if Imma can have a good game here. Because he was, in the end of CSGO, obviously, Imma was starting to rise up as one of the best riflers we had, and then obviously coming into this Navi team last year, Imma was obviously a really exciting player to watch as Navi were the team of the year in 2024.
Yeah, one of the crucial pieces for him. That kind of like that second IGL meme kind of came into reality to a certain extent. But all of his teammates have always credited him for his game knowledge and his game sense. Second round buy for PVISION goes nowhere, so they got to sit back with USPs. AW with cash in the bank for an AWP. And this time it's Makaze leading the way. Wants to farm up with that MAC-10, but nobody's home. James gonna set them up with a HE grenade. Double HE to see if they could catch Bit snoozing, maybe a little too close to the corner, doesn't do nearly enough damage.
Should be nice and easy for Navi to clean this up and not lose too many players. There's a little bit of spam as well. AW not having a great time as things heating up for him. Down to 1 HP.
Yeah, that sucks. Where are you gonna go, man? Where are you gonna go with that 1 HP that gives you safety?
In the middle of all of his friends. Hey guys. Wanna help me out?
Yeah, you guys do the work, please. Good cover from Imma as Makaze takes space with the MAC-10. Utilities up short and long. So Navi have easy access to the bomb site. I'm assuming we're just setting this up to like kind of swing for a group fight as soon as these smoke clears. Maybe grab an exit if you can, or wait for Navi to push after they realize the round is going to be won. But Makaze is looking like he wants to feast, and there's the first. That's it. That's all he's going to get. But he's got the information. They know where all three players are.
All right, Imma shooting up the scoreboard in the last couple of rounds here. And Wonderful going to be with him. So that'll be Navi getting into a good start, a good rhythm to kick off the second half. But we know it's just a moment before we get that PVISION buy and everything kicks off again. That high-octane Counter-Strike from the first half. I'm looking forward to just diving right back into it.
Yeah, let's see what this CT side is going to look like. PVISION is one of the most interesting teams that we've had at the Major. Kind of a revelation as they've gone through these various stages and just keep impressing. Results on Ancient for PVISION thus far, beating Gamer Legion back in Stage 1 in overtime, 16-12, beating Legacy as well back in Stage 1, 13-9. So got some experience and some wins under their belt over the past few weeks here. Second timeout used by Blade and Navi coming into this first gun round. He knows, I mean, he's trying to get Navi to like focus up and just say, we can't lose this first gun round. Let's just get this one started out of the gate. Let's get ourselves a nice lead. Let's get ourselves some cash, some momentum that we can call with. And avoid having any kind of difficulty in the second half. Op is out for James.
He's going to be playing towards middle. The smoke up towards red and Donut thrown out for Navi early on. Let's see some of that CT aggression coming in. PVISION sending 2 players down the B ramp.
Alexi's prepared for it, and he walked right into his crosshair. That Galil, though, not a fun weapon for that fight, and he just barely gets away.
Yeah, that's frustrating for Bit. You know, he's so close to getting that trade back, but Excello gets around the corner, and PVISION able to maintain advantage. Kaze will be moving out middle. He will be the player making his way into mid and climbing up towards heaven to join his teammates. And Navi getting ready to hit into this B-bomb site.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Have Emo lead the way? Have Bit lead the way? The headshot machine? Makaze is going to start moving in through Jaguar. All 4 players here for Navi, so the rest of the map is not available to him. With the man advantage, PVISION playing retake as well. They're going to leave AW behind the cube, making sure they can hold on towards middle. Meanwhile, Excello is just finding so much information.
Smoke goes out. Kaze following up utility. Here they move up. Bit up towards the top of the ramp. 30 seconds on the clock. And that bomb plant is going to be coming through. Imma the man to secure it. We got that flank already racing behind them. PVISION hoping that that can be effective. But as that happens, it is Makaze and Wonderful moving deeper at long, splitting on short as well, and just crunching on Belchenok. He couldn't get away with more than one.
Yeah, lovely piece of aggression from Imma as well, knowing his teammates were pushing up around the long cube, along that pathway, and just pushing short to make sure Belchenok had to make a decision. Do you want to attack long or you want to attack short? But either way, you're going to die. So James, as we know, has to bail out with the AWP. And PVISION's money is not in any kind of a situation to handle this eventuality. They're in a rough spot. Excello will be able to drop a rifle in the next round if PVISION want to go for a force-up. And they might just have the cash and the insanity to do it. Although it's not that insane. I just wanted to say that out loud.
You might fall off the edge of your seat if it happens, Jason, you know?
I might.
Well, this is the great push from Navi. Just the pressure just kept coming, and PVISION, they haven't hit the ground running in the second half yet. This has got to be it. Otherwise, Navi could be getting themselves in a position to round out this one rather comfortably.
It almost feels like a little rope-a-dope game, right? Where like Navi outlasted PVISION's best punches, and now PVISION just have nothing left in the tank.
Yeah, well, Makaze here in middle, coming out on the elbow. There's Imma with him. That pairing doing very good work out towards mid. It's now James and AW left in this 2v3. And, well, James, he's got his teammate with him, and they really hope that they finish on this B-bomb site.
It's looking like they might as well. There's a lot of time on the clock for Navi to choose to do anything else. I think this could be an extended pause and wait and see what happens, but they're not really all that spread on the map, so while you can kind of protect yourself from aggression, you don't gain anything. Don't gain any information.
You know, we got Alexi B about to catch AW walking up towards him, but he can't get the kill. Can AW seriously come away with another one?
Nice bait with the Molotov from James.
Yeah, and now AW has managed to get out of dodge. He's very low in health. It doesn't spread towards him. But may know that AW's in that spot, but dealing with him is a whole other problem.
Oh, Navi just faked him out. Navi, oh no, they're going to go right behind it.
Yeah,
I thought they might just pull James away and go back to the B-bomb site, but now James in the right position.
But James got the read. Of course he does. He's got himself into the right part of the map, but can he step up with some impact? He's been smoked out, and he doesn't catch the timing just yet, but he goes forward. Was lining up the no-scope, but James doesn't move. He stays passive over towards CT.
You got to go for this retake. This cannot be another save round. PVISION need to start fighting back right now with a victory here.
Yeah, it felt like James had a chance to get the up on them through that CT smoke, but he misses that opportunity, now letting AW come into play, but it feels like AW's just going to die, and then James going to be in the clutch anyway. Well, let's see how that goes down. James is starting to move forward, trying to pull that donut player attention away. But it's just not happening, and eventually the fight happens, and James doesn't have a kit. So I felt like that was the opportunity there, was James getting the up on them on the rotation over, not moving out through the smoke, a decision to be passive that cost James.
Well, look, in Counter-Strike, there's positive and negatives to most decisions that you make, and obviously James is one that prioritizes saving the AWP, and I'm with you. In this situation, it feels like James kind of taking the risk to come through that smoke was the best chance they had at winning it, but obviously wants to be in a situation where if his teammate doesn't have success on the flank, he can still save the AWP, because now Navi's knocking on the door of a map victory.
No, he doesn't save the AWP either.
Yeah.
He loses it, but he's still got it back. He's brought it out, and it does feel like Navi are going to do enough to round this out. The T side's been great. PVISION have shown us nothing. Definitely a battle of the minds today, and it some of the greatest minds we have in Counter-Strike. You've got Blade as the coach of Navi, Alexi B as the in-game leader, Dastan and Jane combo on the other side. Interesting matchup when it comes to philosophies of CS.
Do you want to commit now that you've been stalled out, now that they've kind of negated this? Yes, you do. Behind the smoke. Good, important trade from Ima.
Yeah, Makaze's going to come through the red room around the back here, and Bit still fighting on. It's Excello to go down here. Wonderful with such an important kill, and Makaze with impact as he pushed all the way through into spawn, catching AW in the temple.
That's huge. Lovely job from Navi. I mean, they have just handled every single obstacle that PVISION has put up in their way. And James, I don't know, if you're not going for the last one, I feel like this has got to be one you choose to save as well. 1 versus 3. He'd love to pick a player off at big box right out of the gate, but over the flames, it's wonderful. Yeah. All the confidence in the world, and Alexi loves it.
Yeah, eat that, Jane. That's a great shot from Wonderful. Oh, that was such a great game in the first half, Jason. They had us in the first half.
Yeah, they had us in the first half, didn't they? Switching over to the CT side, they haven't had much of anything at all.
Great work here from Navi. T-side's looking good. And looking to close out 13-6. Got Ima already out. Climbing up on top of Heaven. Makaze coming a little bit later through the elbow. Eating a lot of utility damage. Makaze down to 15 HP to kick off the round. There's Ima. Excello, the first victim. And one step in the direction of closing this one out, 13-6 for Navi. It's Ima continuing to follow up. A great T-side from him. He's up to 19 frags. We've got Alexi B getting involved as well.
Very shallow smoke at B ramp, and Navi, as I mentioned, they did it. There was so many stressful scenarios in the first half. PVISION was really bringing a tough game of Counter-Strike to Navi, and they were kind of buckling under the weight of it, but just enough to hold on and last long enough to then get a foothold and then build back into the game and then take complete control at the halftime switch. A lovely performance from Navi to ensure they don't go 0-2 on the day. The nasty loss to Furia earlier on this afternoon can disappear from the back of their minds, and they get to enter in the best of threes 1-1. Yeah. Or excuse me, another best of 1 as 1-1.
Yes, exactly, and they'll be hoping for the best of 3s, but for progression into the playoffs. Navi obviously bouncing back from a very devastating one-sided defeat against Furia. Looked like it was going to be a shaky game here, but once we go to the second half, their T-side's perfect, and they get the job done. PVISION, I think the reality is setting in that the opposition definitely is leveled up. They played against a Stage 2 team here, but it's just the way that things fell apart in that second half is showing